Hello everyone, today we will learn an element on the pole, a Russian layback or a seahorse upside down. Thumb up this video to support our channel and let's go. A brief safety note: use a mat or ask someone to spot you if you are not sure and are trying the trick for the first time. Also, good grip under the knee and hip is important for the element. Make sure that the skin is not too dry and not too wet, holds well. And at the end of the video I will tell you about the preparatory exercise. And now I'll tell you the technique. Perform a chopper and hook the pole using outside knee. First press the straight or almost straight underneath to the pole, then bend legs strongly. Let me remind you that this is one of the key points of grip in the element. After move your outside upper hand to the pole about the knee. The second inside hand regrip even higher, but keep your hands next to each other. The upper hand may even be a little lower than I'm showing. Now your task is to move your free leg to the other side of the pole. Lift it and move it bent between your hip and arms. Pay attention during the first transfer of the leg on the other side of the pole. You also push the back surface of the thigh on the pole diagonally, slightly pulling up with your arms. And only when you feel the grip of both the underknee and the back surface of the thigh, you begin to transfer the bent leg between the hip and the arms. For this movement, tilt the body back, round the back. The knee of the free leg should be directed as much as possible towards yourself and slightly to the side in a diagonal. In this moment it's very difficult to keep your foot perfectly pointed. You can see that my foot is a little angled as well. I'm sorry. Try to minimize turning your foot to the side of legs position. You can also perform the movement with a fully pointed foot. I'm sure that you will succeed if you practice. Of course, flexibility will come in handy at this transition. If the transition on the pole does not work out, then you can try this position sitting on the floor, bend both legs, sit on the heel of the lower one and pull the second knee slightly diagonally on the force, keeping your hands in front of the floor. In general, sort of flip the trick as if the pole is the floor. It might help. Let's go back to the element on the pole. When you have managed to move your bent leg between your arms and hip, place your foot on the pole in the flex position. To do this, you will most likely need to move one hand along the pole, freeing up space for the foot. The grip on the pole will be in the ankle. Pay attention now to the grip points. These are the flex foot, the ankle, the underknee and the back surface of the thigh pressed diagonally. If you feel the grip perfectly at these points, then start carefully moving your hands along the pole from behind, lowering the body back. Engage up and back muscles so as not to fall back, but to descend in a controlled manner. If you feel confident in a full tilt back, grasp the pole behind your head with both hands so that your thumbs look down. And then push the pole away from you, taking your chest away from the pole, arching your back. Now please point the upper foot, which was flex. But if you're not sure about the grip yet, you can leave the flex foot on the first attempt. Point it when you feel a good grip. So you have completed the Russian layback upside down or seahorse. To get out of the trick, we will perform the same actions as in the reverse rewind. Flex the upper foot, catch the pole with your ankle. Take your hands off the pole, lift up, engaging your abs. You can stick to the pole with your hands at this moment as in the approach. When you have risen, move the bent leg back and pull your arms up a little into the cross position. In the future you can complicate the element. Perform it without holding the pole with your hands, either in the entry or in the exit. That is, catch the foot and then go down. Immediately take the pole above your head with your hands. And let me remind you, a further complication will be to point the upper foot all the time. And now I'll tell you about the preparatory exercise. It's especially important to start with it if you do not have a mate or a person who is ready to help to spot you. We do the exercise on the floor. Perform the hook with the inside knee as for the beginner level angel trick as high as possible, and then follow the approach as I have already shown you. Holding on to the pole with your hands, move the leg, which is now on the floor, forward and further between the hip and hands into the ankle hook. Here you will train the grip of the back of the thigh perfectly. Make sure that you hold on well. It's very convenient to work out the approach itself, carrying the leg between the hip and hands, and after catching the ankle on the pole you can work out a slight lowering back, slightly bent over, moving your hands down the pole. Of course, it's better not to completely lean back so as not to risk hitting the floor since you are doing the element low. But it's very convenient to practice the approach, the position of the legs in the trick and the beginning of lowering. So we have learned the Russian layback upside down. In the next lesson I will show you how to make an inverted seahorse. Subscribe so you don't miss this lesson. I wish you productive and safe workout. See you again. Bye!